Hello, ma'am. Hi, ma'am. Ma'am, wait. Ma'am, wait.
भैया ट्रैफिक है।
हाँ, आ जाओ मैम, आ जाओ। थोड़ा तो पीछे आ जाओ। अरे यार सेल्फी। हाँ रुक जाओ। यहाँ से रोक दूँ क्या? यहाँ रोकेंगे। नाउ मैम वेट, एक आपको थोड़ा हो जाए ना।
No, let them. They want a bite.
बाद में
Neha, is there a reason Prabhuji has to sit on the side? Can we make him sit in the middle? We're just going to open the book and do a formal launch of it.
अंधेरा नहीं है फिर लाइट ऑन कर दो ना 2 मिनट के लिए।
Prabhuji, who in the matter of a year has managed to write 2 books, and one of them is already a bestseller. So big round of applause for that, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my first question to you is that Icons of Grace was your first bestseller. Then what led you to come up with Ask the Monk? Where did you feel was a need for this book?
Hare Krishna. First of all, thank you everyone for coming.
Inclined towards religion, rituals, spirituality. Of course, all the 3 of these mean different things. I belong to a family which has always visited temples. We've done pujas at home. I've grown up watching Mahabharata, Ramayana, like all of us. So I guess that little spark of interest and curiosity was there from a very young age on. Of course, this inculcated into something much deeper when Prabhuji entered my life. I was lucky enough to be introduced to Prabhuji through family during COVID. And I attended all the discourses. This was all over Zoom. And like all of us, I'm sure many of you have done the same. attended a lot of the lectures, did satsang over Zoom and all of that. Life was at a standstill, and I truly believe that there was a reason for all of us to connect and come closer to our divinity at that point of time. Having said that, I believe that divine is something which is very personal. With the passage of time, one needs to understand, develop, and cultivate their personal equation and their personal relationship with divine. For me, divine is my best friend, and someone who I can speak to, someone who I think of, and the one true guiding factor for everything that I do in my life.
That's beautifully put, and I think that resonates with so many of us urban professionals today especially, and it's nice that when you look at the room around us, there are so many young urban professionals who are here because they want to.
Absolutely.
You know. Prabhuji, I'm coming back to you with a question. Again, I'm a little curious to know, what was your writing process? Was there any research? I mean, I'm asking as a layperson because I want to understand your writing process. Was there a format of research? How did you put this book together? What was your starting point?
So these questions, if you go through the index, they're no news. And over the last 7-8 years, during my interactions, whatever I've gathered, so I put all those questions together. And these are the most common questions. I don't think there's any question that I've left. The process was, yes, little bit of research was required, because when I put some information or some figures, so you need to listen, even if you have everything, so there's a lot of insecurity for no reason, anxiety, and sometimes they themselves don't know why they're anxious. So, and one more thing is a lot of confusion sometimes as to what to do in life. But whoever I deal with, most of them are sorted, or maybe after they connected with the process, they became like that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kajal, I'm going to ask you another very honest question. So much of the work you do is external. It's about looking good, it's about acting, it's about adulation. It's a very physical, outwardly process. So much of your life is up for public knowledge and information. And religion and spirituality is such an internal process. It's how do you balance the two? I mean, how is it easy to switch on and switch off? Are there different sides to you? Is there a Kajal at work which is different from a Kajal who is introspecting about life and God every day? It's sometimes it's at odds with each other, right? What you do and how you treat life.
So when there's a connection, I don't think there's any scope for introspection. When you're connected, right? But yes, like you said, my life is extremely challenging, very demanding, and now with my baby as well as work, work-life balance does go into a bit of a dizzy. But like we spoke about earlier, connection with divine is something that is so personal that you don't really get affected. I mean, it's just there with you. It's like a constant with you at any given point of time. So I may not really have the time to practice or to attend satsang as much as I like, but I still feel that connection within my heart. And I think that's what love truly is. You just have to feel it within your heart.
Has this connection changed the way you approach your craft? Has it changed the way you approach your life?
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you're even talking about this actually. This is one thing that I'd love for the youth to understand. Once you have that connection, I just think that your perspective and the way you approach things completely changes. And all due credit goes to Prabhuji for teaching me how to approach every subject of my life. Not just my craft, my relationships, my addition to my life with my beautiful baby, my work, my relationship, come from a place of love. That's what in my opinion, in my very humble opinion, is most important.
Prabhuji, society gives us many signals that sometimes success, professional success, growing, wealth, they're all at odds with building your spiritual self. People spend so much more time on building their professional selves. Can we juggle being selfless without giving up on being self-fulfilling? Can those two coexist?
Yes, so that is the path of the Gita, that you don't give up anything from your life. You just have to utilize what you have to connect with Him. Whether it's fame, it's your wealth, your resources, your body, your mind, intelligence, you use that. So nowhere in the Gita Krishna says that if you're a king, stop being the king. If you're a housewife or you're a working woman, you stop being that. He says wherever you are, from there you try to connect. Like, I'll give you a nice example. There was a butcher. Now this person is born in such circumstance, such a family, and his business is to sell meat. And he would sit in his shop morning till night. He had a weighing scale. And one fine day, as he is walking toward his shop, he finds a black stone on the street. He picks it up, he's attracted. And he starts using it as a weighing scale. And this stone was magical. Yesterday, relationships, mind, expectations, addiction, and a lot of other stuff, forgiveness, envy, dealing with toxic people, mind, so all these major issues, karma. So that book will have around 15-20 such topics. So because I truly believe that instead of people having to go and pick up a different book for a different topic, we just put everything in one. It's easier, and that was also one of the inspirations behind this book. Each topic discussed in this book, each question could have a separate book of its own. So, but we don't have that much energy, we don't have that much time. So why not put everything in one book? And that's what I did with the second book also, Icons of Grace. Now all of those saints have like big books on their lives. So I put everything together, so you know at least something about them. And then if you want to go in detail, you have other books. But nobody has that much time. So we all want a crash course in spirituality. Before you even begin, people want to know when will it end. Especially when they come to a satsang or events like those. So, or if you start a Gita discourse, the first question is always, how much time it will take? How many sessions? When will it end? But once they get connected, then they want the party to just go on. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I think all of us wish that this party never ends and we all get many more occasions to come here to celebrate all the incredible work you do in the name of Lord Krishna. Now I'm going to open up this.
I'm always perplexed by this question on karma. I'm born currently, wherever I'm born, the karma is...
Put the blame on our parents. They defined my destiny, they defined my karma. Every human being is born with a free will, which is manifested in due course of time, the choices, the decisions that we make. So our parents can influence our consciousness to a certain extent. If the parents had complete control, then the parents would never have a complaint, they would never need counselors for their children. My child is not listening to me, he's doing something else, I'm telling something on a different path. So parents can influence to a certain extent, but it's our own choices that we make using our free will that bring us to a certain point.
I think it is a major extent to till your teens at least, right?
Till teenage, you think you have been conditioned by something. Still after that, you have a choice. Because till 12 years, the scriptures also explain the innocence of the child stays with him. And when he's turning 12, that's when all the impressions from the past, they start manifesting. Yes, the parents have some control, but not complete control. And as humans, it's not about the first 12 years, it's about every moment. Every moment, the human life is so special. Okay, whatever wrong has been done to you, but then still you have a choice how to respond to it. What happens to us is our destiny. How we respond to it is a choice. Therefore, it is said, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. So you still have a choice. Even if you have been conditioned in a certain way, like a person who is a chain smoker, he still has a choice to give it up. It may be a gradual process. So we can't live our entire life based on first 12 years.
Sure, but you still have a choice after a certain age, right?
Till 12 years, anyways you are not held responsible for anything that you do. According to scriptures, there is no karma till a child turns 13. So you are not held responsible for whatever you do. After that, what happens? That's something you need. Yes, parents do play a role, but then it's not everything, because you are also carrying some destiny, and that is very good. Thank you. And please do pick up your marketing manager and some shooting. So I'll be happy to sign it. Thank you.
Still side, still, हट जाओ.
Yeah.
Request everyone to kindly maintain silence. Good evening, everyone. Request for a short time, please. Thank you. And then they will be signing the books, so request everyone to kindly maintain silence. Thanks.
This I hold daily. Okay, firstly, what do you want to say? This is the second time we can see you launch a book launch, especially for this movie. And ask the monk. It's a good title. What do you want to say about the book?
Hare Krishna everyone, it's a complete honor to be here. I have been following Prabhuji since quite a few years now, and Ask the Monk is a very special book. It's beautifully written, and Prabhuji has answered all the basic questions that we usually have. I suggest that everyone should keep this as their handbook, keep it by your bedside, and definitely do give it a read.
And what is the one question that you want to ask Prabhuji on a regular basis about your industry? So many people have so many questions from our industry. Any particular question that you would ask?
Well, I've already asked him all those questions, but primarily Prabhuji has answered most of them in this book of his. Like, for example, the purpose of life, what is the meaning of quite a few things. He's answered a lot of basic questions in this book, and I guess the rest is for each person to discover. I can't be a representative of our industry and ask on their behalf, but I guess each person should just connect and reach out to Prabhuji individually.
प्रभुजी हरे कृष्णा, क्या कहना चाहोगे बुक को लेके? आपकी सेकेंड टाइम मैम आए सपोर्ट करने के लिए, कितनी खुशी होती है जब मैम आते हैं? लास्ट टाइम शी वॉज प्रेग्नेंट एंड नाउ शी इज ब्लेस्ड विद अ बेबी बॉय, आई गेस, राइट? या कितनी खुशी होती है?
It is always a pleasure, because it's not something exciting for me, because she's a family.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Excitement is not the right word I would use, but I'm very grateful.
I am the one who's grateful, Prabhuji.
She's always there, and I know her whole family now. So whenever I launch a book, I was very clear from the beginning that whenever I launch a book, I wanted somebody very close to my heart to be launching this. Plus, that person should be a devotee. And Krishna made such wonderful arrangement that she sent her into my life, and I'm so grateful. And even if I say this sentence, I'm so grateful a million times, it wouldn't be enough.
Oh God, no, Prabhuji.
So yes, I am excited always when she's around, and she's an exciting person. But more than that, I see her as a very, very special, pure soul, as I mentioned during my message also. And therefore, I always feel very comfortable in her association, and I hope she feels the same.
Of Prabhuji. I think Prabhuji is too kind. He's extremely gracious, and I am the one who's grateful for Prabhuji for giving me this honor, for inviting me again and again for such beautiful, precious books. But Prabhuji is just too kind, and he loves to promote his followers.
The last time also I asked you this question, what will be the first thing that you will do?
See, I went and did it.
Yeah,
I told you.
You told me that.
Yeah.
What you are planning for his future? What about your future? There are so many things that coming up when you will make come back for the movies. Will it be the South movies, Indian movies? Because nowadays the South movies are doing really well in Indian cinema. How do you see this thing?
So, well, I'll quickly answer this because this interview is not about me. It's about
Yes.
Ask the Monk, this book, guys, that we need to focus on. But, I am starting my movie shoots from mid-September onwards, and I'm starting with Indian 2, which was a film that had stalled in the middle for a little while. And when it comes to my son, thank you so much for your wishes. Of course, I'm going to introduce him to Prabhuji. And Prabhuji said that we need to introduce him to Gita classes from a very early age on. So I'm going to do that. I'm absolutely going to do that.
And how कितनी एक ऐसी बात मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ
हाँ जी.
जब गीता एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट होना चाहिए हमारे बच्चों के लिए क्योंकि बहुत सारे सब्जेक्ट रहते हैं एल्जेब्रा रहता है ज्योमेट्री रहता है बट भगवत गीता पे आपको लगता है कि हायर स्कूल से एक क्लास होना
Absolutely. Higher school से नहीं, बहुत young age से होना चाहिए. Because this teaches you the way of life, which no other subject really teaches us. ठीक है? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can you take date number here? Done? Yeah, done. Good done? Done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.